Hello friends, and here we are. For some reason, we didn't know. We were not transmitting, and thanks to Jussara, thanks to Jussara, we got to know we were not able to stream. We thought we were here. Thank you, Jussara, for your help. Thank you so much. Now, please, okay? Can you hear well? Julija, how are you? Can you tell me if it's working well now? Yes? Okay. Sorry, friends. I didn't know. We were here all along, and when we began, we didn't know even what was streamed before. But as we were beginning, Happy New Year. Let's begin anew. Happy New Year. Okay? Thank you, Jussara, for you sent me a WhatsApp, and I got to know that we were not streaming. And hello, Valeria. And right before we began it, we were inspired by beginning a new year together. And we were beginning it with the message of all messages, chapter 29, the 500 of Galilee. It's all about this beautiful moment in which Jesus mercifully comes to us. He comes to us to say goodbye before he ascends. And he doesn't say goodbye per se, of course. But here we are. Thank you again, Jussara. Thanks to you and your message, I got to know we were not streaming. So forgive me, friends. We're going to begin anew. Okay? I thought we were halfway through. Thank you, Jussara. Thank you, Julija. Thank you for letting us know. So, here we are. A new day. The day has begun. A new year. And before we started it, before midnight, Carlos and I were watching Singing in the Rain to know more about, the opportunity that the mentor Joseph said in 2017, a beautiful opportunity for us to learn with the Master how to sing and dance in the rain of life. If we have love in the heart, as the song goes by, we can certainly sing and dance in the rain, right? Thank you so much, Jussara. I didn't know what happened too. I think the spirits wanted us to begin anew and tell me that you were gonna rescue me because you did. Hello, Carol and Joyce and Sunshine and Rihanna. Good morning, here we are learning to sing in the rain. Hello, Camila. Happy New Year with the 500 of Galilee. What is this about? What is the good news for us today? 30 days of good news. The dawn of a new day for us. A new beginning. A new beginning, a new year. What is it for us? What are the good news that the Master is going to share with us? Let's not forget that Humberto de Campos, he kindly picked 30 most important moments for us as he was studying the School of the Gospel. And he was teaching us in this immortal lessons. He was sharing with us, okay? So here we have, at the Calvary, after the Calvary, okay? After the first appearances of Jesus took place in the humble cenacle in Jerusalem. However, nostalgia took over of all the sincere friends of the Master. Question to all of us. Question. Are we the sincere friends of the Master who long his company? Do you long the company of the Master? Because he didn't come only for those few people. He came and still is here with us, for all of us. Do you long for his presence? Can we bring him in 2017 closer than ever? What can we do? Therapeutic quiz. what can we do to bring ourselves closer to the Master? What can we do? Question. They missed his words and his companionship. This is a revelation for us, because nowhere else we've heard of such description, that Jesus was not only a master of words, but he was actually a companion to the people in his life. As a new year begins and we want to emulate the Master, can we in some way be a better companions for people in our lives? Can we be a better companion for people in our lives? What do we need to do? Mentor Joseph told us recently, remember Vanessa, in less than 100 years, the scenario and the people you're connected to is going to change. Appreciate and express your appreciation, because it's going to change. How do you feel about it? Friends, you're there? How do you feel about it? How do you feel about practicing being a companion to people in our lives? Most of the people were attached to his disciples, as if willing to retain the last expressions of his caring and immortal message. Right, Rudy? Happy New Year. You feel serene? That's wonderful. Thank you for sharing. Hello, Monica. So this year, 2017, we have the opportunity to practice this, the companionship with people in our lives. We're going to learn more how Jesus did it. The environment had lovely memories all around. The visions of the Master were overflowing with the purest joys. Simon Peter and others stressed the need to return to Capernaum to attend their work. Shortly thereafter, the old fish nets were again immersed in the Tiberias amongst the rustic chanting of the fishermen. See another revelation. Chanting of the fishermen. And did you know that Jesus would go fishing with them every day? For those years. And you think he was chanting or not? Of course he was. Of course. You know, the cultural habits. Hello, Elder. Happy, happy, happy New Year. Right? And each wider wave and every detail of the work triggered timeless and vivid recollections. Now, meals in the open air reminded them of the delight Jesus experienced while sharing the bread. That's new to us. Did you know? We knew that in some occasions he would share the bread and distribute, but what is this message that is given to us? Simplicity. There's no simpler food than a bread, a piece of bread. Hello, Andrea and Marcelo. Happy, 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 happy 2017. Happy New Year. And we're gonna sing in the rain together, right? Yes. And Jesus was chanting with the fishermen, and he was delightful to share the bread. To share the bread. This is interesting. It's a message for not only the new year, but let us practice in this new year. Simplicity. There is a specific message in the gospel, according to Spiritism by Allan Kardec, about simplicity, a most forgotten virtue. Simplicity is not about being careless. No, it's about avoiding complications. To be simple is to not complicate. Avoid complicating. It's like this. Oh, I want to bake. Oh, let's bake cornbread. Oh, no, but that's too simple. I want to make chocolate cake with this and that and that. And then by the time you finish, oh, too complicated, I'm not going to bake. And that's how we go by, complicating our lives. I'm going to buy a car. Oh, yeah, buy a Toyota Corolla. Oh, no. I don't want a Toyota Corolla. It's too common in the United States. Too popular. I want something fancier. And by the end of the day, you say, no, I don't have that money. So too complicated. Complicating everything. Why? You go to a restaurant and you think, I'm gonna order a meal. And you go through like, but this restaurant, I don't know. We're complicating. Divaldo Franco is a good lesson for us on Jesus' simplicity. Every time he visited us in Baltimore or in Virginia, never, ever, ever he made any request, any single request of food, anything. Anything. Simplicity. We don't complicate. 2017 is an invitation to simplicity. Hello, Osvaldo. Happy New Year. We're singing because we're joyful. 2016 is ended with blessings and gratitude, and we're opening up to the new cycle. As we were saying the Spirit Side of Virginia on Wednesday, you know, it's literally as if we are running around the sun throughout the year. And I saw, funny enough, thanks to Virginia, my daughter, she's only 3, I saw a cartoon with Peppa Pig, and she was like running around the ring of the planet Saturn, and it made me feel like what it is to do this 1 year, you know, around the sun, as we feel like Peppa Pig, around, running around. What a joy to think that we're here on the earth and we are, you know, communing with God, feeling the love of God through the sun, the light of the sun. Hello, Giovanna. Happy New Year. And Norma, yes, we made it. 1 more year, thank God. Happy New Year. And Marco. Hello, Marco. Happy New Year to you. So, here we have meals in open air. Not complicated. No restaurant for Jesus to go to. No fancy utensils or anything. In the open air. And he would be delighted to share the bread. What a lesson. The more intense the work, the more Peter would bring back Jesus' recommendations of good cheer. Aha! Another lesson of the good news today. The more challenging experiences, the more we can hear Jesus saying, rejoice, rejoice, this shall pass. Enjoy the challenge. And you know, now I understand, being a teacher, and at the university, I would often tell my students, usually I had 130 students per class. And when there was exam time, they would tell me, Dr. Ancelone, is it going to be too hard? And I say, look, I'm not here to trick you. I'm here to boost your learning experience. So the exam is an opportunity for you to learn. So you don't have to be tense and stressed out because I'm not tricking you. And it's an opportunity for you to learn. If you go with your open heart to learn through the questions, you're going to be fine. And they laughed at once, saying, how can we not be tense? And I said, you know, just by changing your perspective. It's about perspective. It's not about being tense or nervous, or it's about an opportunity to learn. It's an opportunity. And Jesus tells us that all the time. The more challenging, the harder the work, the more we need to increase the volume of our joy. Why? Because we're being trusted with new difficult levels of experience. Hello, sunshine. Hello, and Linda from the Bezerra de Menezes Spirit Center in Sacramento, California. Tanya and Greg Stewart's group. Hello, Mary Lee, and Happy New Year to you. And by the way, Bia Lopez, Mary Lee's daughter, is doing fantastic work every Tuesday at Kardec Radio with the Kardec Radio for Teens. And she is studying the Spirit's book for the first time. Teen talking to teens. She's 17 years old, 18 years of age, in that age range. She's reading the book and interpreting with her youthful heart. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Just go to kardecradio.com, listen to it, or Tuning Radio. We have 2 channels at Tuning Radio, and you have an opportunity to hear the programs, which are actually in one particular tab. When you click Kardec Radio for Teens in our kardecradio.com website, you can hear the past programs that she has already done. Good job. Now, the night, the silent night. You see, Christmas is over, but not actually over. We can still hear silent night, holy night, called for Jesus' friendly blessings. But you know, we are here past midnight, and it's not too silent because now we have electricity, internet, etc. It can be quite noisy. So what can we do to cherish the blessings of Jesus? Make silence within ourselves. Hello, Howard. I saw you're in Northern Ireland, and that's a joy to have you here with us. Happy New Year. And Angela Flores and Marisa, super happy New Year, because we're together, right? We need to make silence inside of us to feel the friendly blessings. Don't doubt that Jesus can talk to you directly. I'm saying this because it is true. You think now he's going to talk to a few just because you're not at his level yet? That was never a condition for him. And he said, as a good shepherd, he's going to take care of the whole flock. And we belong to it, right? Hello, Sergio and Marcelo. Happy New Year! Yay! Happy New Year. Now, listen to this. Very poetic. Soaked in the poetry of nature, says Humberto de Campos. In the poetry of nature. The apostles organized the most elevated projects regarding the future of the gospel. According to the traditions, Peter's home kept being a place of reunions. But at the foothills of the mount, where Christ was heard sometimes praising the beauties of God's kingdom and his righteousness, there were invariably reunited old faithful followers who were accustomed to the sweet nourishment of Jesus' unforgettable words. So we can't forget that we nourish ourselves with love. The true nourishment for our souls is love. And Jesus was the true expression of love, God's love for us on the earth. His words, loving and sweet, encouraging. So this is the good news for us, an invitation to emulate the Master. He's teaching us, he's guiding us, he's showing the way to us. The disciples were not strangers to these warm recollections. As the afternoon unfolded, they would accompany each other and recall the beautiful moments with Jesus. But there was a rumor. Yeah, almost like Adele's song, right? Rumor has it Yeah, but this was a good rumor because this is the one in which the master was going to return to the mount to say goodbye. Some of the apostles even said that he would come to one of his favorite sites to say goodbye before he ascended. Now the description, and this is the very day for us, January 1st, 2017. We're gonna hear the Master directly in this description. In an afternoon, enveloped by a deep blue sky. And why the afternoon? Because we can only hear when we're ready, prepared, mature, psychologically, spiritually speaking. It's in that part of the day in which we're not awakening and we're not sleeping. It's the climax of our daily maturity, afternoon, and the deep blue sky, the small community of friends. Yes, as Carol is saying here, it's time to encounter the Master. You're right, Carol. Hello, Leonor. Happy New Year. And Solange, too. Happy New Year, friends. The small community of the Messiah, the friends, small crowd. Interesting, small. They gather together in that site on the mount for their lonely site, for the prayers. John starts mentioning the promises of the gospel, while more people were gathering together. Then hundreds of people, raptured and anxious, were there. There were Romans alongside unknown Jews, humble women with their barefoot children, which, by the way, we needed to welcome in our meetings, reputable elders. And on that day, the familiar atmosphere was felt most strongly. By instinct, everyone had the impression that the Master would come back to teach the Celestial Beatitudes. Pause for a second, go to the book Genesis by Allan Kardec, chapter 14, 14, about the perispirit and the energies, the fluids. Hello, Luciana, and Happy New Year. We learned that our spiritual body, which is our true clothing, okay, that evolves with us. In the spiritual body, the perispirit, we have pores that we pick up the vibrations of the environment. Our thoughts, says Kardec, create these impressions around. And we can almost feel people in our lives more than the words they say, more than anything they do. It's about the vibratory impression. So we need to ask this therapeutic question: what is my vibratory imprint? Was my vibratory imprint in 2016 a particular way? What do I need to do to fine-tune and become more pleasant and become more loving and joyful in my perispiritual impression? Because people feel one another through the emanations of our vibrations. In 2017, how about the resolution of polishing our vibratory emanations? Because the Master of all Masters, Jesus Christ, is teaching us that his vibratory impression was so unique that even without seeing him, people could feel he was coming close. And we know, because he really changed the quality of the fluids, says Kardec in the chapter 14 of the book Genesis. The quality of fluids, the spiritual environment. What can we do? And here we have the breeze exhaled a soft perfume. Can you feel it? Happy New Year. And the breeze, the perfume of Christ. Hello, Rita Di Casa. Happy New Year to you. Thank you for being here. Our community is stronger together. And this is not a political statement. And I say this because of the US politics, right? Stronger together, and we still are stronger together. The breeze exhaled a soft perfume which carried the harmonies of the nearby lake. From the blue sky, so blue as if celebrating to receive the light of the first stars, it seemed to bring an immense peace. Yeah, we're saying it, she's feeling it. Receive the light of the first stars. And immense peace encompassing all things. Immense peace. When we're asking 2017 to be the year in which we observe our vibratory emanations, our goal is one day to emanate this immense peace encompassing all things. That's our goal, one day. Whether it's going to take 1,000,000 years, I don't know. But that's my goal, to emanate before I say any word. How often we think, but what am I going to say to that person? What am I going to do? Feel it first, vibrate it, and then everything else is just a manifestation. A manifestation. It begins in our thought, feelings, and then words and actions. It was that in that moment of unspeakable greatness that the figure of Christ on the summit loomed as if illuminated by the last rays of the sun. The sun can go away because now we have Christ as our sun. What a beautiful, poetic way that nature in the scenario was teaching us. Some people tell me, Vanessa, I'm going to be happier when I move to a sunny place. Like Brother Jacob from the book Voltaire, I came back, yet to be in English. He learned how to make light of his own. And we are also in this opportunity, like our master, he had his own light. The sunlight could go away because the ultimate star was shining, telling us to shine our lights. Let us shine our own light and feel our divine essence. Hello, Adilson. Happy New Year, my friend. So, let us shine, let us shine, let us shine. Right? Yes. It was him. It was Jesus. Let us feel, friends. Let us feel it's more than reasoning. Also, as a scientist, I'm not afraid of feeling. I don't feel silly. On the contrary, I feel complete. Because as one of the leaders in the neuroscience of emotions, Antonio Damasio, say, we cannot be complete in our reasoning if we don't feel it. We need to be aware of our feelings. When people say in a defense mechanism, I'm so rational that I can't feel it, they are not. Because when we're truly rational, we embrace our emotional nature without fear and with self-management. That's the story of science. Jesus' smile blossomed. How did he show up? He blossomed with such gentleness as in the glorious time of his first preachings. So the first thing that Humberto de Campos is describing to us in this encounter are the non-verbal lessons. He comes emanating joy through the smile. But the smile was gentle. What is a gentle smile? Non-verbal lesson. Good news for us. What is this gentle smile? What is this gentle smile? First thing, gentle smile. He is not imposing himself. He is not imposing himself. His entire figure radiated light so intense that the strongest bowed on their knees. Some sobbed from joy. And I can imagine my friend Carol Correa already doing the same. Right, Carol? Thank you for teaching us the lesson of simplicity and authenticity, trapped in the most beautiful emotions of their lives. I think the most beautiful emotions of our lives are the ones in which we are aligned with the Christ consciousness. The hands of the Master took the position of blessing. So He's blessing us now in this new year, in this new cycle of our lives. He's counting on all of us to work with Him. We've had enough lessons and teachings, and we cannot behave like everybody else. We need not to differentiate ourselves because we are better, but to be real and coherent with the message. We can't play the games that everybody's playing. We need to be real. I know, Carol. Thank you for sharing. The hands of the Master took the position of blessing, while a divine silence seemed to penetrate the soul of things. Silence, divine silence. And by the way, the Buddhist monk, also a Nobel Peace Prize, Thich Nhat Hanh, wrote a book entitled Silence, talking about the power of silence. When we silence the ego to feel the divine, that's the divine silence. Divine silence. Never was an articulated word uttered in that intangible feast of immaterial light. This, I think, is one of the lessons that are revelations for us. Jesus didn't spoke with the material, the mouth, but it was like spirit to spirit, heart to heart. As Emmanuel says in the dialogue Jesus had with Emmanuel in the book, described in a book 2,000 years ago. However, everyone noticed the loving farewell, and in the most intimate part of their souls, they heard Jesus' magnanimous and profound exhortation. Are you ready? Tied your seatbelts? Let us listen. I wish I had the proper voice to read Jesus' words. But for the new year, what a blessing it is. I didn't plan it. The spirits planned it, that we did this 30-day journey. It just coincided that today, the first day of the year, we're going to be on this page. And I think now we have the good news why we're here together for this lesson. Beloved, everyone heard in the secret chamber of their hearts. You see how he begins by calling us in a loving way. He's telling you and I and everybody, beloved, behold, I'm returning to life in my Father to return to the light of my kingdom. I sent my disciples like sheep amongst wolves, and I recommend you to follow their steps in this scabrous pathway. Following them, it is to you that I entrust the sublime task of redemption through the truths of the gospel. They will be the sowers. You shall be the divine yeast. Stop. Divine yeast. First day of the year, January 1st, 2017. If people are asking, what do I do? Everybody has resolutions. No, they don't. Majority of people on the earth don't have resolutions. They may say so, but don't. It's hard. But here's a resolution. Jesus is inviting us to be the divine catalyst. Yeast is a catalyst of a chemical reaction. He is asking us that we be without words, because yeast does not speak, but it works, it operates, and it creates reactions. And we have a cake, and we may have bread for life. He is asking us to be the divine yeast. In this year 2017, a resolution of the good news. Let's be the divine catalysts of our own inner transformation naturally. When I stop expecting that people are gonna change things for me, I became the divine yeast. Naturally, I am going to, without words, encourage people to also do the same, because I'm just allowing the flow of God's life in me to operate. Simple. As simple as that. I pronounce you to be the first workers, the initial heirs of the divine assets, to come into possession of the heavenly treasure. Many times you experience the martyrdom of the cross and the gall of ingratitude. Hello, Katia. Happy New Year. So here we have, friends, the martyrdom of our duties to be fulfilled. Sometimes hard, but let us rejoice. And in gratitude. You're going to work and do this and that and the other. But, in reality, it's not us. It's God through us. So we don't need to be paid with gratitude. So Jesus is saying, that's how it's going to go by. Be prepared. In permanent conflict with the world, you'll be on earth, outside of its unforgiving and selfish laws, so that the foundations of my kingdom of harmony and justice can be established in the souls of living beings. Deny yourselves for yourselves, as I denied my own will in the implementation of God's designs. Take your cross and follow me. Hello, Simone. I know. Jesus' message, the good news, is always the best way to begin anything, and especially a new year. A new year, calibrating ourselves with the Master. He says, deny yourselves to yourselves, meaning take the ego, flush it out. We're tempted, to take selfies, etc. It's okay, as long as they don't define us. If we want to take the perfect selfie, then we need to visit a psychiatrist, because that's not the goal of life. But we need to use the tools. If God is allowing us to use these tools, we better use it for the general good. Like, for example, Mark Zuckerberg and his team allow us now to Facebook Live. And are we not going to use it? Of course we are. We can't use false modesty to say, oh no, I don't want to show myself. It's not about showing yourself off. It's about humbling ourselves to the greatness of God. And the message is not ours. But somebody, it's like a obedient puppet. We go there and we speak the teachings that we're learning too. That's it. And in our lives, we need to be like this. Look at the book Missionaries of the Light. Living a Spiritist Center, there are 3 family members. The mom and the elderly brother and the younger daughter. The mom and the brother, they are accompanied by inferior entities, and they are speaking things that are somber, frustrating, and sad, and depressing, defeated. But the girl, though younger, is courageous to help them align their hearts. She suffers from the ingratitude and they say to her, you're too young, you don't know anything. But as a spiritist, She is bringing that light and above the table. She's not hiding it. Oh, the fear that people, what are my family members gonna think? You're not preaching, you're just sharing. You're sharing at the right moment, but we need to be courageous. We need to be courageous. So here we have, hello, my dear friend and sister Luciana. We love your mom and miss her too. And here we have, centuries of struggle await on the universal road. Centuries. You must immunize your hearts against all illusions of transient life to achieve the sovereign greatness of immortal life. Lessons for this year and for immortality. Immunization of the hearts against illusions. Illusions. If I put my hopes in passing things, I'll be frustrated. If I put my hopes in everlasting acquisitions, I'll never be frustrated. What are we doing to immunize ourselves against illusions of this temporary life? As Mentor Joseph said to us a few days ago, remember, Vanessa, in less than 100 years, everything you experience is going to change. Are you cherishing everything? Are you enduring with the joy of the road and the ride in this road? Because it's going to change. Appreciate. Hello, Angelita. Happy New Year. The whole world, your paths will be filled with ghosts of annihilation and visions of death. Isn't that what we're seeing in the news? Just as the year was changing in Istanbul, people were being killed. Yes. And people are like, oh my gosh, is the world ending? And we now, a second of prayer in silence to all those who are transitioning in this dramatic and tragic way. Life is so precious. We cannot take it for granted. The whole world will rise against you in obedience to the dark forces of evil, which will still dominate its frontiers. Don't be surprised. He said that many centuries ago, 2 millennia ago. I know, Simone, we are sad, but don't be. Don't be. Feel compassion, but keep working, because God knows that we are all progressing. Hello, Gustavo. Happy New Year. Happy New Year to you and Maria Marcia. But don't be sad, Simone. Feel compassion instead. Okay? And pray and rejoice that we can do something to help. Hopefully, through prayers, we can help. You be forgotten. You be teased and apparently abandoned. Pain will strike your deepest hopes. You be forgotten on earth in supreme abandonment of the heart. You not be part of the poisonous banquet of material possessions. So, you suffer persecution and terror. And terror. Way before terrorism existed on the earth, he was already talking about it. Of course, he's the master. He already knew it all along. And you have your heart covered in scars and offenses. The festering wound is your trademark. So don't look at yourself in the mirror like, oh, I could do plastic surgery. I would look so good. Oh, wow, so much younger. You know, one day I was searching for this answer. When we use our health and our time to help and to assist. And sometimes we feel that, we could take our time and sleep more and relax more. And it would rhyme to say, as Mentor Joseph said to me, what for? He said, yeah, sleep more, relax more, and he completed the sentence. What for, Vanessa? He's a funny mentor. Yeah, what for? Because he said, remind yourself that in the Gospel according to Spiritism, we have that lesson. When Kardec asked the mediums, if we give of our vitality to others, of our lives, are we committing suicide? No. Mothers, are they committing suicide because they are sleep deprived? No. Fathers, mothers, when you love, you don't lack. The body's adjusting and God's gonna provide. We need to trust. Hello, Abby from Baltimore. We love Baltimore, right? Our dear Baltimore. Oh, Baltimore. And Happy New Year, Abby, to you, Nino, Simon, and our community there. And the cross of thorns is your symbol. The cross is the blissful redemption. Your voice will be that of the desert. What a humble master, passing the torch to us. He's saying, go. I taught you, now it's your turn. Beautiful. Rosa, Happy New Year. Your voice will be that of the desert, often causing scorn and denial on the part of those who in power within the sphere of the material imperishable body. Friends, let's not forget this part, okay? He's saying here, scorn and denial. Nowadays, people talk about bullying, as if bullying is something of the modern times. The word is modern, but the habit is ancient. Yes, the habit is ancient. Jesus went through it, and he was saying it right here. If you go through the bullying, it's a part of the process because people don't get it. So teach your children as well. The world's not going to get it. Big deal. Tough it up. The other day I was telling Virginia, oh, Mommy, I said, Virginia, tough it up. Okay? Tough it up, my dear. Because you were born and reincarnated to help. And to help, you need to be strong. She's only 3, but that's how we begin learning. We can't go there and overprotect them. We need to say, yes, God is protecting all of us, but you need to do your part and protect yourself from this oversensitivity. People sometimes are too sensitive to the point that they spoil the best works in this life because this ego oversensitivity. Oh, this person talked to me like this. Like, really? Come on. We need to be stronger than that and take things less personal, and be less sensitive and less in need to have people caressing our ego. Away with the ego. Thank you, ego, because I'm Vanessa. But for this lifetime, for immortality, I'm much more than Vanessa, though it's a blessing. But that's it. Ego, too sensitive, not good. Too weak. You know that the spirits tell us that we become invulnerable to the attacks of the evil spirits when we become humble and selfless, less sensitive. Look at Chico Xavier. If he took everything personal, yeah, there was a time he did, but Emmanuel coached him. You know, the mentors are like coaches. You think Chico Xavier didn't grow? He grew in that life. And here we are, growing as well, as long as we're good disciples, we're good apprentices. We need to be less sensitive, less expecting the massage in our ego, people telling, you're great, you're great. And if they say we love them, but we don't illude ourselves because we know these things are not ours. And everything that goes through us comes from God. So when people say, you're fantastic, thank you, because God is fantastic. And I'm a divine creature, as much as you. Everyone is. Right? Right. Let us listen. The Master is speaking to us one-on-one in this first day, January 1st, 2017. But in the course of the battles of the heart, okay? The battles of the heart. When all horizons are muffled by the shadows of cruelty, I'll give you my peace. So when you're tormented, Jesus is going to come and console us. That's why he said, I'm going to send you the promised consoler. And here we are. That's why we're smiling, in spite of the challenges. Yes, in spite of the challenges. And then, I'll give you my peace, which represents the living water. We drink it, never go thirsty again. In existence or in death of the body, you will be united in my kingdom, meaning discarnates and incarnates. He was talking to both realms. Yes. The world will cover you with terrible and destructive blows, but from each one of your wounds, I will retrieve the luminous wheat for the infinite bars of grace, designated to the livelihood of the most insignificant beings. Yes, it hurts. Yes, it hurts. But we don't take it personal. And don't ask when you're going through tough times, why is God allowing me to go through? Because he's a loving educator, a loving parent, and he wants you to grow. A loving parent wants the child to exercise the muscles to grow stronger. We have to lift heavy weights, run marathons, swim across cold waters, a true triathlon of life to really become stronger. You and I need to be aware that we are here to learn and to serve, as Emmanuel says in the book Ceifa de Luz, and Living Spring as well. Until my kingdom established on earth, you will not know love in the world. You will not know love in the world. And he's not talking about romantic love. He's talking about unconditional love. Because the true love is unconditional. And we're still loving and being loved with conditions. Unfortunately, it is true. So what do? In 2017, let us propose ourselves to be less conditional in the love we have for people. Let us practice the features of unconditional love, shall we? When people have their shortcomings, instead of saying, oh, I'm so disappointed, saying, well, this person is divine. They have their moments too. Why am I going to push that person away? Why should I expect that somebody's going to be perfect? Hello, Guilherme. Happy New Year to you. Thank you. All right. Finally, 2 more paragraphs of this Jesus message to us on the Mount for the 500 of Galilee and all of us. I will rejoice in you as you will rejoice in me. The heavenly joy of faithful implementation of God's resolutions. There you go. 2017 resolution. You're looking for resolutions? Jesus is giving it to us. Make them God's resolutions. When His will, our will, is fitting His will, God's resolutions. When you fall under the attack of men who are still poor and unhappy, I will raise you in the silence of the path with my hands dedicated to your welfare. You'll be a united force where there is separation. Yes. Sacrifice where false joy exists. Light where darkness is found. You see, Francis of Assisi was in true alignment with Jesus. Yeah, the reincarnation of John the Evangelist. A friendly port built on the rock of living faith where there are threats from the shadows of disorientation. 2017. The news. No emotional contagion. Breathe in and out and rejoice in Jesus as He's going to rejoice in us, He's saying. And recalibrate ourselves daily, focusing on the implementation of God's resolutions. You are my refuge in the strangest churches of the earth. Yeah. My hope among human madness. My truth where the incomplete science of the world is disturbed. Beloved, behold, because I send you like sheep onto the dark and difficult paths, right? Yes, it is. However, fear nothing. You see, again he repeats the same statement, fear nothing. January 1st, 2017, we're hearing Jesus saying, fear nothing. God is in command. He is the only and solely ruler of the world and the universe. Be faithful to my heart as I'm loyal to you, and take heart. The good cheer will be your star. Go to the world where you have to overcome evil. Let us improve our millennial school, where we can interpret and put into practice our Father's law of love in obedience to His august desire. What is Jesus saying? I can hear in a song. I'm singing in the rain, singing in the rain, because I have love in my heart. He's saying, sing in the rain, dance in the rain, rejoice because you have love in your heart. Let us sing in the rain, and God bless Debbie Reynolds. She went back to the spiritual realm and left a legacy for us that rejoices our hearts. The true art. We need to rescue the true art in the millennial school. True harmonious heart that makes us rejoice and educate our feelings. He finished in a sacred emotion, took over the souls. In an ecstasy of happiness, what a blessing to be here in this first day of the year. It was then that they observed the Master surrounded by light as if ascending to heaven in direction to His glorious realm of infinity. Yes, in 2017, let's practice singing and dancing in the rain. Okay, now we have the whole crew. Debbie Reynolds, Gene Kelly, Donald Connors, in the spiritual realm for force, helping us, inspiring us to sing and dance in the rain. Sacred emotion, let us keep this sacred emotion inside of us. The first stars of the night, the light ascended, the night came and lit up in the skies as radiant flowers from heaven. And Mount Galilee, 500 hearts, palpitated raptured by unspeakable joy. Trembling and wrinkling elders arrived to the hillside, united to each other in eternal solidarity to the same work of imperishable greatness. Interesting enough, Jesus was talking not only to incarnates, but to discarnates in a timeless fashion, to all of us today and tomorrow. But physically, he talked to a few hundreds. So it's not about numbers, right? Well, elderly women were there, their daughters, granddaughters, Romans and Jews, rich and poor, happily fraternizing. Yes, and Simon Peter, the old disciples who were around Simon Peter, wept of contentment and hope. How are you feeling? How are you feeling? Hello, Fernanda. Happy New Year. In that night of imperishable memory, the 500 of Galilee were entrusted with the glorious task of bringing the gospel to the communities on the earth under the inspiration of Jesus Christ. Little did they know, in their pitiful human condition, that the Master's word would reach for centuries to come. And we do too. We often don't see the extent of this work of Jesus. It doesn't matter. We're not the general. The soldier does not need to know the plan, the full plan. We don't need to see the full landscape. All we need to do is our task in our block. Let's do the best we can where we are. We don't need to understand it all. Though now with Spiritism, we can understand and we can practice this futuristic vision of the world already united. And shall we in this year visualize, counterbalance any antagonistic force with visualizations of unity and peace on the earth? Visualizing peace and unity, unity and peace of all peoples together. Thank you, Rita, for your presence, your beautiful gift for us. Right? We're almost ending this chapter. And so it was that embodying the renewing east of the world, the 500 of Galilee reincarnated time and again. All those reincarnated. You're right, Simone. Visualize peace. Visualize it. Visualize people. In our prayers in the God at Home or Gospel at Home, we often say, from the White House in the United States, bridges of friendship with every nation on the world, in this world. Bridges of light and friendship. The brain of the planet, the United States of America, is supposed to be friendly as much as the nations need to be connected and fulfilling their unique parts as well. Wherever we are in this world, let us pray for each other and feel that we are united and we feel we are at peace. Good thoughts and prayers, as Simone is saying, to those in command. Right. In the spectacles of human vanity, in the bonfires and in torture. Oh, sorry, I skipped a part here. They reincarnated in the most diverse religious and political climates on the planet, teaching the truth and opening new paths of light through this eternal backstage of time. Just go to the book on the Way to the Light by Emmanuel, and we'll see all the reincarnations of these many hundreds of spirits. They were the first ones to transmit the sacred vibration of courage and confidence to those who perished in the fields of martyrdom, sowing faith in the perverted hearts of the living beings. They taught the lesson of Jesus with resigned heroism. In arts and sciences, they planted new concepts of detachment of the world and of the beauties of heaven. And within the most varied religions of the earth, they continue to reveal the desire of the Christ, which is of unity and of love, of brotherhood and harmony. Can we repeat this part? Within the most varied religions of the earth, the 500 of Galilee continue to reveal the desire of the Christ, which is of unity and love, of brotherhood and harmony. So if we have still any form of religious intolerance and dissension, we're not following the Christ consciousness. Because if we do, we're going to recognize the Christ consciousness, even if people don't say it, in every single religion on the earth. There's no privilege. Everybody, nobody was forsaken. East to west, west to east, north to south of the earth, we have been given the light. As sincere and well-beloved disciples, they descended to the darkest depths, redeeming evil with their purifying sacrifice with the lights of the gospel. They converted the most hardened spirits to the current redemption. Abandoned and lacking protection on earth, they are silently planting. They are, Umberto de Campos says. They are, my friends. The 500 of Galilee are spread out. They are planting the magnificence of God's kingdom in the soil of people's hearts, multiplying the notes of their hymns of glory amongst those who are sincere instruments of goodness with Jesus Christ. They form the sublime caravan that will never be dissolved. You know, a good resolution for the good news of this day 1 of 2017 is to search for the good deeds of the 500 of Galilee all around the earth. You know, there's goodnewsnetwork.org and many good news. Even the Huffington Post has a section on good news. More and more often, even CNN Heroes has it. And we, little by little, are recognizing these messengers of Christ amongst us. That's a good challenge for the new year, right? Find the good works of the good workers and be in connection with them. How about that? Is it a good year or not? It's a wonderful year. Unique, memorable. Thank you, Carol, for being here. Thank you, Yara. Thank you, Jussara, for helping us reconnect here. Hello, Yara, the beloved mom of our Fred Gouveia. Thank you for bringing him to life. And Rudy, you're right. Unity and love. Union in amor. Fraternidade e concordia. Oh, and Rita, I wish. But talking about wishes, beautiful wishes and vibrations. Shall we sing in the rain and dance in the rain of this beautiful earth, rejoicing? And tomorrow, 30 days of good news with the Master comes to closure with Mary, the mother of all mothers, the Holy Mother. We're going to be with her tomorrow here, January 2nd. What a beautiful way to kickstart the year. Thank you, and thank you, Chico Xavier, Umberto de Campos, Emmanuel, and Jesus Christ, in the name of God, for the opportunity of our renewal. Happy New Year, friends, and a big hug.